Good morning, everyone. Don't it feel so good to be alive? Mm, 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 mm. Let's get into it. This is Riviera with Sipping and Spilling the Tea on this lovely Thursday morning. And I hope everybody's okay. And I hope everybody is doing what they are out there doing what they're supposed to do or doing the best that they can on this Thursday morning. I don't care if you woke up early, I don't care if you woke up late. I just pray that you guys are out here doing what you can. So I'm gonna read something to you guys to start this day. Do not conform to the pattern of this world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, his pleasing, his perfect will. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts, your minds in Jesus Christ. Let me say that prayer again. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And then you will be able to test and approve of what God will is and his good, pleasing, and perfect will. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Jesus, in the Christ of Jesus. Ooh, I don't know about you guys, that spoke to me. See, today we're going to talk about transformation. Transformation, baby. I see a lot of us are on this journey where we are transforming. We are shedding things about ourselves that we or we could live the life that exactly what we live the life that exactly we want. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Today on this Thursday morning, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit dealing with a certain situation, and it brought me back to my old ways almost. That I almost went 10 days back, 10 steps back. I almost found myself repeating old patterns that I fought so hard to change about myself. And I had to learn that during times like this, when you're walking and you're being anointed and you're living your purpose and you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, that you get tested. And a lot of us will say, the enemy will test you, the enemy will test you. Yes. And he uses your friends, he uses family members, he uses your emotions to test you to see if you're going to actually pass or fail. See, me, when I get heated, and I'm upset, I experience it. I lash out. I'm da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's how my mouth is. Da-da-da-da-da. And I lose my character. After I step back, vent, pray, reevaluate it, I understood. And normally I'll get mad at other people, like, you made me get out of character. No, I made myself get out of character because I didn't have to get out of character. I didn't have to go back 20 steps. I could have just listened and said, okay, okay, and move on about my day. See, there's going to be times where you're going to get tested, either at work, with loved ones, with friends, family, your partners. You're going to get tested to see what you're going to do, how you going to handle this situation. And once you get tested, it's not about, it's gonna have to reflect and look at, how did you handle the situation? What could you have done differently? What could you have done to make this situation better? When we're in it and we're in our emotions and we feel like we're being attacked by people, or we feel less value, we will we will Lord knows we will go for the throat, or we'll hurt. But sometimes we have to sit back and know when battles are supposed to be fought and when we're supposed to walk away. See, one thing they don't tell you about going on this journey, and you're loving yourself and you're healing, that they don't tell you that you will be tested, that you will be removing people out your life. They don't tell you that people are going to attack your character. People are going to put fraudulent to your name. People are going to test, what people say, you're gangster. See if you really going to snap. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you how to deal with your emotions and be emotionally intelligent. They don't tell you that when you're being nice to someone, you're being kind and you're speaking to them and you're trying to figure out what's going on, that you're not going to get through to people. They didn't tell you or warn us that when we're going through all these transformations and we are growing and evolving, that we're going to be really put to some tests out here. That we are going to be, either we're going to pass it or we're going to fail. And today, I failed this test that I went through this morning. But I'm grateful for it, because now that I know better, I'm going to do better. Now I'm not going to get out of character, and I'm going to be more emotionally intelligent. And now I know when you can't get through somebody and they're not accepting and they're not understanding you and they don't hear what you're saying, it's okay. It's okay. And it's okay to walk away from the conversation and exit kindly. And it's okay to remove people out of your bubble. That's what I'm learning. So, transformation. I just got done proofreading my ebook, Secrets of Healing the Rose, Secrets of Healing the Rose. And as I was proofreading and I was talking about my transformation and the process of steps that led me to this, and I'm always going to say I always had some great teachers. I could list a name of people, my godfather, Nisha, Kenosha, Letitia. There's a lot of them out there that are good. Nicole, good teachers out there that I call them teachers that influenced me in my life, that helped me or shaped me or taught me something that made me who I am today. So I'm so grateful for them. So I'm noticing, and I said it before in the beginning, that when you go through transformation, you start to see things and God start revealing people to you. And he starts showing you things how people move. And when he show you the things that used to find fun, like going out partying or whatever you used to do, it starts to irritate you. It starts to bother you. You don't like it no more. You can't explain it. You can't shake it, but it starts to irritate you when you're going through this transformation of walking through your purpose. You start to see that you don't like doing the things that you used to do anymore. And you start moving differently. You start talking differently. You start approaching certain situations differently. You start learning how to pray for your enemy, pray for those who forsake you, pray for those who betray you, and you start to love them from the far and wish nothing but good on them. You started to realize that, you know what, I don't like gossiping about people anymore. I don't like telling another person's story because it's not my story to tell. You stop, what Danisha always said, stop letting your 14-year-old self or your child self driving or being the driver to your car, the driver of your life. You start taking control of that. You start walking within faith and know that whatever God has for you is for you and no one can take that from you. And if it's removed out of your life, you accept it. You're okay with it. You okay with change. You're okay with removal. You're okay with being disciplined. You're okay of sitting in the waiting now. Because you know at the end of this transformation, you're going to get what you want when you're supposed to get it. You understand the true value of patience. You understand that you don't need instant gratification, that, okay, that 18 minutes I could wait, that 2 hours I could wait. I can't wait 18 years, but in the midst of time of me waiting, you understand the value of patience and waiting and getting prepared while you wait. See, a lot of us, we want to transform. We want that success. We want that big house, nice cars, clothes to spend and to go on these trips and these couples trips, these girls trips, and just have fun. We want to have that good body. We want it now because we're subjective to living in a world where we have Uber Eats and DoorDash and we take pictures and We're so used to our cell phones where if we want to talk to someone, we just call them right now and we can just talk to them right there. When back in the day, your phone was at home and you had to drive home and you had to remember, you know, what why you calling this person in the first place. We're so used to that instant gratification that we're just out here making moves and we're missing steps. And then we wonder why, as soon as we get it, we lose it. Not looking at, okay, let me get prepared for this where I can keep it. I want this because I want the longevity of it. And anything I'm going to do, I'm going to do it with God having his hands on it. I'm going to educate myself. If I want that house, I want that car, I know I have to save money. I have to make sure my credit is straight. I have to make sure I'm paying my bills on time. I have to make sure I have my EIN number, my LLCs. I have to make sure I have my paperwork on time. I got to make sure that if I'm going to be a business owner, I pay my taxes. I have to make sure if I want to look good and look good, I have to work out. I also have to understand I have to eat healthy. And I have to understand that I have to change my mindset because when you reprogram your mind, you could do any and everything because it's a mind game. And once you change your outlook and you really change your mind and get your mental game strong, nobody can stop you. Nobody. Because it starts within yourself. So as we going through this transformation and we're so into this instant gratification, within this 18 minutes, within this hour, within this month time, within this 3 months, are you getting prepared for it? See, when I started being a director or executive, the one thing that they told me I had to take a test. I agreed to take this test. See, no one can take a job from me unless I allow it to be taken. So I know if I want to keep this job, if I want to keep making six figures and I want to keep having the lifestyle that I am accustomed to, I know I have to what? Be on time. I know I have to be an effective communicator. I know I have to take this test. I know I have to ace this test. I know I have to be knowledgeable. I know I have to keep self-educating me. I educating myself. I know that I have to be on top of my things. And I know I have to be organized. And I know I have to make sure time management play a key role in that. See, nobody can take nothing from you. You, only you could take what's meant from you. And what I meant when I say that is when you drop the ball and when you know things are supposed to be done and you know you're supposed to get prepared for stuff because you have goals that you're trying to accomplish, you're trying to elevate your life and you're trying to transform. If you drop that ball and don't pick it up and you kept letting things slip and slide and like, oh, I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna get to it. Well, then you are at fault of the way your life is heading to this direction. You are at fault of the reasons why this happened. Don't get me wrong, we went through a pandemic. People have lost their jobs. People have lost a loved ones. It was tough. We were faced some things that I never thought in a million years that we would face. But that right there show you that life is very unpredictable. That right there show you now you should be prepared for anything. Anything can happen. So what the pandemic taught me through just all this transformation that I'm going through, save your money, spend it wisely, invest properly, make sure you know about the laws and regulation when it comes to these type of pandemics or these health. And by me working in the health industry and me being involved in the WHO organization, CDC, Center Disease Control, and CMS, I have access to this knowledge. So that lets me know that I have to read up on things like this. I have to make sure I'm protected. I have to make sure my child is protected. I have to make sure my loved ones is protected. So now I'm putting together kits, resources for I won't drop the ball. And that's what we forget to tell people. People see our lives as glamorous. They see that we have it all put together. They see the end results, but they don't get to see the middle of it. They don't get to see the beginning of it. They don't get to see the step by step what it took and the sacrifices that we made to transform to the person that we are today. And baby, is a lot of work, and every day is a struggle. Every day is a struggle. And it doesn't help when we have social media, when we everybody has opinion assumptions about our lives. It doesn't help when you have family members who don't align right with your ways and you're trying to change, you're trying to be better. It doesn't help when you fall in love with someone or you take a liking to someone and it's just not going right. It doesn't help if you have a child and you're trying to balance that and you're working and you're entrepreneur and you're just trying to do it. We have all these attacks, and then we're dealing with spiritual attacks. And when you're dealing with stuff spiritually, that's a whole another level of something you have to get prepared for, that you have to be knowledge in when it comes to the spiritual world. Because not only you could get attacked by the flesh, but you also could get attacked by the spiritual world. And are you prepared for that battle? Nobody never show us the whole picture. We always see the beginning of it, and we always see the end of the results. But no one never get to see what we had to sacrifice or what you had to put up with to get to where you are now. And it took a lot for me to transform to the person that I am now. And I had to humble myself, and I had to be accepting to things, accepting to change, accepting to growth. And I'm going to read one of my Bible verses I really love in Corinthians 13, 13:11. And it says, when I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. And that's how I felt. I felt like even though my age, and I have license to say I could drive, I have license that I could drink, I have license that I could do whatever I want, file my taxes, whatever. I can do whatever I want. I'm in charge of my life. But there were some parts of my life I was still acting like a child. I was acting like a 14-year-old. There were certain things I wasn't being mature about. But when I learn and I start growing, I start transforming to the person I am now, I put away my childish behavior and I start acting like an adult. I found the glory, the peace, the joy, the happiness of being mature, being transparent, being honest, not just with others. I have to learn how to be honest within myself and be accepting of my reality. Learn how to communicate, fight what I want, what I need in my life, and be example, a good example, role model for myself. I always said I want to be a woman of my word, so I don't promise things. I rather over delivery and then over promise. Shout out to Nicole because she always said that too. She the one who brought that to my attention. I'm a woman of my word. I feel like my word is everything. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. If I say I got you, I got you. I'm not going to make it excuses. And if I don't have it, I'm very comfortable and honest to say I don't have it. And if you don't want to talk to me again, you just don't talk to me again. I'm understanding of that. I accept it. It is what it is. I'm gone from it. But years ago, I thought I had to prove or I had to uh, do or say whatever just to keep people around me. And now I'm learning I don't have to do that anymore. I'm learning that it's okay. Be a woman of your word. Be transparent. Be honest. Either people are going to respect it or they're going to reject it. And it doesn't mean they don't like you. It doesn't mean that they don't love you less. It doesn't mean you guys are being combative or like that don't mean anything negative about it. It just means that it is what it is. And we grow from it and we keep it moving and we don't harbor on hard feelings about it. And the more I'm being honest, the more I'm being open, the more I'm being transparent and being unapologetic. And I feel like longer as not hurting nobody or destroying anybody's mental health, if it's not causing any physical harm, I'm going to continue to speak my truth and I'm continue going to say exactly what I want and need from a person. And whatever I'm asking from that person, I'm going to make sure that I'm giving it too. And if a person is not meant for me, I'm learning that it's okay. And I'm really, really loving the whole beauty and the good. I mean, the really good and blessings in saying goodbye to people because I'm learning to protect my bubble of peace. I'm learning to be grateful of people. I'm learning to be grateful for people actions and what they're showing me. I'm learning to be grateful that the way I view things may not be your viewing of things. The way I experience hurt may not be your experience of hurt. The way I love may not be your love language of love. The way how I comprehend and understand something may not be your way of comprehending and understanding anything. But I'm learning it's okay because we're all different, we're all unique, and we're all individuals. And God has made us to be different. He has made us not to think alike. He has made us to not think or act the same or speak the same. And that's where you find the true beauty in this world. And that's how we learn from each other. So during my transformation that I am going through and my healing that I'm going through, I'm learning to be realistic about goals. I'm learning to really focus on being patient. I'm really learning on how to protect my bubble, my peace bubble, my love bubble, my energy bubble. I'm learning to not expect people to pour into me, but those who do pour into me, I'm going to pour 10 times back. And those who don't pour into me, I'm still going to pour back. I'm learning to be unconditional. And what unconditional means that you accept people for who they are, you love them for who they are, and there's no excuses. There's no, well, I can't da, 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 because you're. Da, da. No, I'm learning to really be unconditional. And I'm learning to remove stipulations to things in my life. I'm learning to quit telling people, if I do this, you have to do that for me. If I'm going to be here, then you better not do this and that. I'm learning not to put stipulations on people. And that way it protects me. It protects my sanity. It protects my emotion. It protects my spirit. It protects my heart. It gives me peace. Because when you don't put stipulations on things or on people, you allow them to be their true self, their authentic self, where you could really learn them. And then you could decide either they're your cup of tea or they not. And some people are too rich for my flavor. Some people are too dull for my flavor. Some people are too salty for me. And I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm happy with that. I am happy and I'm finding the beauty in it. And I'm finding the love in it of acceptance. Let's go back with transformation for a minute. Let's transfer. As I am growing and as I am loving myself and I'm welcoming more, I keep getting hit with a lot more stuff that I never thought I was going to get hit with in life. Shout out to my godfather. He told me before I started this job, he said, I hope you're ready. I hope you've been getting prepared. I said, getting prepared for what? He said, you know, people are going to look for you to do self-care kits. I'm like, self-care kits for what? No, I ain't doing that. In the healthcare industry, I said, no, that's not my focus. I've been in the healthcare industry for a while. That's not my focus. Well, God damn it. Oh, Lord, please forgive me. He was right. The more I keep growing in the healthcare industry, a lot of people come to me and they talk about being overwhelmed and they communicate with me about their pains and working at a job. And the more they communicate with me about what they're going through, I'm more empathetic than ever because I understand when you work in the healthcare field, people don't really understand how draining it can be and how many people you see and being in the front line and you experience deaths and you have to deal with family and you have to deal with so much pain and heartache and you have to deal with so much stuff and we get overworked and we try our hardest to put a smile on our face, be empathetic, and to make sure we're using the right word, make sure we're uplifting people, making sure we're not taking it home with us of everything we go through. And when my godfather said I'm gonna do that, I denied it and I said no, I would not. And I'd be damned that I am going to do it. I will be assisting someone in creating a self-care kit to help those who work in the healthcare industry, to help them to do the work balance life for they could be healthy mentally, emotionally, because it's all about creating a positive work environment, a safe work environment, and it's all about making sure your mental and emotional health is good. And I can't wait to do that. And I'm so grateful to do that because I'll be learning more stuff when it comes to helping and healing and removing stress when it comes for your professional life. We always talk about professional life, but we always talk about our personal life. We never talk about professional life. Sorry. So I'm so happy to start that process. But transformation, when I think about transformation, I think about the butterfly the caterpillar who's crawling. Some caterpillars, they ugly. They're crawling, living life, eating, da, 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 da. And then it's that time when they know they're about to transform. So they get prepared. They're getting prepared. They're eating. They get prepared. And then as soon as they get prepared, you see them in their cocoon. And why are they in there? I can only imagine they're just their bodies, their mental. They had to change their mental because they start off crawling, crawling. Now they have to get prepared mentally because they'll be flying. They're going to be looking at the world differently because they started off small and crawling so they could only see lower level, you know? So as they're getting prepared for this, they're mentally getting prepared because now their bodies and their mental and everything is going to be changed. It's going to be different. They're going to have a new outlook on life. They're going to be able to see things that they never saw before because they was on a different view in life, different eye level. And that's what I think about when it brings to transformation. I think about we're all that caterpillar. We're all caterpillars, and we're at this eye level when we're going to see certain things in life. So some of us were getting prepared because we know it's coming. It's coming. Some of us were just whatever, and some of us it is what it is. But those who know, it's like you could feel your transformation is about to happen. So we get prepared for it. And soon as God tell us or show us or introduce us to people like, hey, this is about to happen. Are you ready? And then we get in that cocoon or we hibernate or we self-isolate and we're healing and we're just doing our work. Soon as we transform into that beautiful butterfly, we start to see life glory, God's glory of what he has to show us. And what he show us is the skies. I can only imagine that caterpillar only seeing the ground and just leaves or whatever. And what that caterpillar had to go through, they have to fight for their life, birds trying to eat them, whatever, to get to that next stage to transform. I can imagine that that caterpillar that turns into a butterfly get to fly, get to feel the sun, the wind, and see the sky and see the top of the trees and different flowers and all that good stuff. But it first had to get prepared. It first had to change its mindset for it could transform to what it needed or what it was designed or destined to be. So, that being said, my beautiful caterpillars out there, I know we always waste time. We waste time when we're watching Netflix. We waste time when we're watching movies. We waste time when we're entertaining things that we shouldn't have. We waste so much time instead of getting ourselves prepared. And some of us, we complain about things that we can't change in our lives. We complain about wanting stuff better, but yet we don't do nothing about it. We accept things when we know we do not have to accept. We give people power because they have titles in our life or they hold some type of importance in our lives when we don't have to. So I don't care if you woke up late, you woke up early. I don't care if yesterday you ran out of time because yesterday was yesterday. Today's a new day and tomorrow's always going to be better. That's what I say. We don't have that much time to waste. Time is free, but it's the most expensive thing to have. And it's the most thing that is lost and never cherished. So during your transformation, if you want that house, you want that nice car, Google about credit, Google about how to get that car you want, that house you want, what your credit score has to be, how much money you need to make a down payment, pay your bills. It starts with your bills. Only time your credit get bad is when you don't pay bills and you have delinquent accounts. Pull your credit report. See if reach out to Latika Charles. There's a lot of people out there that fix credit. If you go on my Facebook friends, you will see Latika, and I'm pretty sure she knows a lot of people that can educate you about how you can remove stuff. Heck, they probably do it for you. It will cost, but that cost is worth it. The money you invest in yourself is really worth it, because at the end of the day, you get exactly what you need, for you get what you want, and it elevates you to the level where you're trying to be, you know? So, and if you can't afford it, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to speak on nobody, that's their business. You know, who knows, they might work out with you. If they feel it, if their spirits tell them to, you just never know. But read about fixing your credit. Go on YouTube and look at how to fix my credit. Can I remove this stuff? Self-educate yourself. Save money. I mean, you could put $5 here, that here, and then work out a budget plan within yourself to know that, okay, I could spend this, I could spend that. If I save this, if I'm going to go out, and don't deprive yourself. If you want to go out to eat, and if you want to enjoy companies of friends, there's ways you could do it. You don't have to deprive yourself of having a good life. There's just ways you have to do it. You may can't go to a high expensive restaurant right at this moment, but you can go to other places at this moment. You know what I'm saying? So there's ways. And then start coming up solution for you paying your bills on time. For they could see that you're in good standing, that you're in a positive standing. And don't be afraid to network and ask for help. If you do not understand something, ask for help for you could reach your goals. You'd be surprised, there are people out there that's willing to educate others because they want to see other people win. If you want to own a company, do your research, see what audience you need to target, see who you need to network, talk to someone that's in that field that's doing it. Put yourself out there. Google is your best friend of everything. um, Learn about taxes, how much you have to put aside for taxes, you have to pay taxes, and just really be on top of your stuff. And yes, when you're elevating and you're trying to have financial freedom, or you're trying to make sure your kids are straight, yes, sometimes it's going to cost money to get the lifestyle that you want. But at the end of the day, when you want better, you do better, and it costs. Everything costs, unfortunately. Everything's a sense of currency. But you can do it. And if you want a promotion at that job, then figure out what can you do for you to be recognizable, for you can talk to your boss and say, hey, you guys got any openings, what I need to do to move up within the company. Companies want employees to move up. They do. Because it saves them money, especially if they're outsourcing. That cuts down money with contracts. Um, if they could keep an employee and they can stay, that shows their company has less turnover. Everything's a business, everything's about money, so they really want people to grow and stay, because they don't like to let people go. They don't like starting the whole process over, because it costs money and it's time, and they could spend their resources, which is money and time, somewhere else that is needed. So they want their employees to grow. I mean, to grow within their company. They really want that. They'd rather keep their employees than to lose their employees. Trust me. I know. And during your transformation, remember to heal. Remember to love on yourself, love onto others. Remember that it takes time, it takes really patience. Um, be patient and be kind to yourself. During this transformation, it taught me not to be so hard on myself, to love myself even more. It taught me to be realistic, and it taught me to see the beauty in things and beauties in other. It taught me to, to move around when something's not healthy for me. When I mean healthy, something that I feel that is not helping me grow and that's not make me feel safe or sane. I'm learning to walk away in it. And this journey has really, really, really helped me. The detox days, 28 detox day is almost over. I got 8 days left. And through its ups and downs, I'm grateful during this whole detox process. And to everyone who reached out to me on Facebook Messenger, Instagram, Snaps. Oh, I got a Twitter account now. Twitter, TikTok. TikTok. I never thought I'd be on TikTok. I see your message. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you for the kind words. I always, when I decided to do this, I knew it was coming, and I've been trying to run from this for years. I told God in prayer that He can use me. And if I could help anyone or educate anyone or just be there for someone, um, or just save one life or bring happiness or joy to someone's life, I feel like I have completed my purpose. And I'm so happy that you guys pour into me and you guys are accepting to my words and that you're open to my perspective, and you guys are allowing me to be part of your lives and continue to walk with you on this journey that we call life together. And I'm very, very blessed, and I have no regrets. And I'm here. I'm rooting you guys on spiritually, silently, and sometimes loudly. And I just want everybody to know that you really got this. And don't let anybody sway you different or make you feel like you can't. You could do and be anything you want to be. You are worthy, you are valuable, you are talented, you are gifted, and you are loved. You are a blessing to yourself, you are a blessing to others, and may they be a blessing to you as well. Keep shining, keep grinding. Kings and queens, we all come from royalty. We all come from strength. We all come from greatness. And protect your heart, protect your mental health. And remember, if you're suffering from depression or anxiety or PTSS or D, that there are free clinics out there to help. There's Better Life app out there you could download. You could reach a therapist. There are therapists out there that take government insurance, Medicaid, whatever assistance plans. There are some programs, you can talk to your doctor. Your doctor will listen, talk, and recommend things, or give you a consult to someone else that can help you. There are people out there that are willing to help you during your time in need. Don't be ashamed and don't be afraid to reach out for help if you are going through emotional, any type of mental illness. And don't be ashamed. There's In our life, we all go through something. We all deal with some type of trauma or some type of moment that affect us deeply, and it's okay to ask for help. Healing starts with you, and I'm very proud of myself and I'm proud of others. And I can't wait to continue to mark and walk on this transformation journey. So I'm going to say one last scripture prayer for, let's see. Mm, Let me do something positive. Let's talk about fruitful. Let's do a prayer about fruitful, or a scripture, a prayer. Um, let's see if I can find a good one. Okay. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. And against such things there is no law. So, and another one, so my brothers and sisters, you also died to the law through the body of Christ, that you might belong to another. To him who was rise from the dead, in order that we might bear fruit for God. I'm praying you guys be fruitful. I'm praying that you guys be wealthy, not just in your pockets, but everything you touch. I pray that it prosper. I pray that you be overfilled with love and blessings, that you are continue to bless others and you continue to your generations of family and your kids and their kids and grandkids, so forth, that you was overfilled with so many blessings in life. So many blessings in life. Continue to bear fruit, continue to pray, continue to love, be kind to each other, be kind to yourself. And you guys have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. It may be cold in the Midwest, but I know it's warm somewhere. Be safe, mask up, love yourself, be patient with yourself. And that's it. And thank you for really tuning in with Sipping and Spilling the Tea with Riviera on my podcast of talking about transformation. Bye.